Hi, I'm Kathryn Costa from TrueNorthArts.com and the host of the 100 Mandalas Challenge. My YouTube channel is dedicated to mandalas, how to create them, and how to color them. This video is a product demo of some colored pencils sent to me by Arteza. They invited me to take a look at what products they had and what I might want to try out. And now, I love using colored pencils for coloring mandalas. And what caught my eye was this one right here because of the packaging. I mean, look at this cute tube. It's like a mailing tube. It's made out of cardboard. And I thought, I'm going to be doing a lot of travel in 2019 and 2020. I'm going to be heading back to Omega Institute this summer for a week-long program teaching mandalas. Can you imagine a whole week of mandala making? Well, I'll also be at Kripalu for a weekend called Art Fusion. That will be Labor Day weekend. And then imagine a whole week or two of creating mandalas in other countries. Well, I'm going to get to do that too in Bali, in Peru, and in India. So if any of those trips sound interesting to you, any of those experiences, check out below for a link to all of my events. And so I thought this would be really cool to have for travel, right? And so bundled with this was a set of 24 woodless pencils. Now, I know nothing about woodless pencils. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to do a little bit of research, see what the story is about them, and actually try them out. So that's what this video covers, these two pencils. Now, if you find that you like and you're interested in these, definitely check out in the section below for a coupon from Arteza. It's a limited time offer, so definitely check that out. Full disclosure here, I am an affiliate with Arteza, which means when you click through and you make a purchase, I get a small commission. Now, that's at no additional charge to you, and I'm here to let you know I am going to give you a honest-to-goodness review here. All right, I'm going to let you know what I think of these pencils. So there are 4 things that I look for in colored pencils. The first one are color options. What colors are included in the set? The second one is vibrancy. I love juicy colors. I love really good vibrancy. Third one, blendability. How well can I get gradients, or how well can I mix colors so that they have nice other colors that I can create with what the set has? And then, of course, there's price, because I want something that's budget friendly. Well, let's begin this demo with this set of 48 colored pencils. Thing that I noticed right away with these is the range of colors, and they look great. There is definitely a nice mix. I look for the yellows and the oranges and some blues and greens. It's got all your primaries, secondaries, and some good tertiary combinations. The other thing I noticed right off the bat was the shape of the pencil. They are triangular. They say it's ergonomic and it does feel good in the hand, but more importantly, what I like about it is that it's not going to roll off your work surface, because that's the last thing you want to have happen with your pencils, because while it may look sturdy, it in fact isn't, because when it falls, even if it looks like it hasn't broken, inside it may have. So you want to take care of your pencils, storing them in a container like this, and you don't want them rolling off your work table. The other thing I noticed is on the barrel they have these little pluses. Those indicate that these colored pencils are light fast. Now, they range from a single plus, 2 pluses, and 3 pluses. Not quite sure how long. I couldn't get that information specifically of how many years they're light fast. And for those of you who are not familiar with light fast, basically what that means is that your artwork is not going to fade as quickly from exposure to light, especially sunlight. So I think it's promising that they indicate that they're light fast, and that's a good sign. They do arrive pre-sharpened. However, the sharpening is a little bit on the rough side. Not a big deal if you're coloring large areas. However, if you are doing a lot of detail work, make sure you have your sharpener handy. Let's take a look at how well these perform. The mandala design that I'm working with is the sacral chakra, which is predominantly orange. So I reached for a range of yellows and oranges to create a gradient within the petals. So I start with yellow because I want to create a luminous quality to this, looking like the light source is coming from the center outward. And then I build up colors, going darker from yellow to orange to a reddish orange. The key with colored pencils is in layering, and I really like a good, vibrant, solid color. And so that just means you keep applying it. But I also use GAMSOL, which is mineral spirits, to help, blend my colors. I don't use it all the time, and you want to make sure you use it in a well-ventilated area because it isn't the healthiest material. You can see I'm using a blending stump, a tortillon, for applying that GAMSOL and pushing that color around. And here's a closer look at that process again, creating that gradient. And then once I've applied some of those mineral spirits on there, it creates a surface where I then go in and add a little more color. It goes on quite nicely, and smoothly. And you can see by going back, I'm just increasing the vibrancy, building up the color. I've pulled out the Woodless pencils to compare, and here's a look at the colors that you get. You get 24. You do get your primary and your secondary and some tertiary. They come in this packaging that is really not anything you're going to keep, so you're going to have to find something that you're going to store your pencils in. The one thing that I noticed right off the bat is the weight of the pen. They really feel great in the hand. They're nice and heavy. And that heaviness, I think, is due to two things. One is there's a lot of color. It's primarily, the color itself, because wood is really light. And then it has a lacquer finish. That's what keeps the barrel pretty solid, holds everything together. Because they're woodless, it's good for the environment, and because it's mostly pigment in there, your colors, this is going to last you 5 times longer than a regular pencil. Now, as I applied it, it seemed really scratchy. It isn't as smooth and creamy as the other colored pencils. Here I used the same colors, yellow and orange, from the set. There were 3 that I worked with: yellow, orange, and like a vermilion. And I have to say the color's great. It's nice and vibrant. You don't have as many options, so that means you're going to be mixing for yourself. So you're not going to have as many color nuances right out of right from the pencil. So keep that in mind. Yeah, and I find myself kept going back and kind of trying to push the color a little bit. So you working with the woodless pencils, I wanted to see how well I could mix the colors. So I'm starting off with a violet, applying that first, filling that in as a base layer. And then I reached for the magenta, which is a red violet. I'm just coloring over, filling in. You can see it's a pretty color. And then just to add a little more warmth to it, keeping it on the warmer side, To go with the oranges, I added a little bit of brick red, and then going back in and bringing in some more violet. I gotta say, it felt really scratchy, didn't really get a nice blend with the application of these woodless pencils. So now going back to the standard colored pencils, I thought I would see what it would be like to blend and mix some of those colors. So here I'm working with, a darker blue and a lighter blue, creating a bit of a gradient. The lighter color towards the center, and then just kind of building up those colors, mixing them. I really like the way these colors work together. And getting up a little closer, you can see the scratchy lines of the woodless pencil versus just working with the regular. You can really see the difference. And that's not using any mineral spirits. You can see, just the difference of how they apply. And here you can see my final mandala all colored in. And then I cut it out and I put it in my chakra journal for the sacral chakra page. So here's another project where I worked with the colored pencils, and the center design is the root chakra. And we can see how I did blending, not only within that, but also within the rays. I did not use GAMSOL. I really liked how these colors work together. They blend easily. Great vibrancy. I'm really happy with these colored pencils. All right, so let's talk price. Colored pencils vary in price, and Artezas are on the affordable range. Well, what impacts price is the material used in the pencil. We have a color pigment, and within that is also a binder, and that binder is necessary in order to hold that pigment together into pencil form and allow us to apply that pigment onto the surface, whatever we're coloring. And that binder is either going to be wax-based, like we find in these Arteza pencils, or oil-based, like what we find in the Faber-Castell Polychromos or the Prismacolor. That binder also impacts performance. And in those high-end oil-based ones, as you can imagine, if it's in oil, it's going to be pretty smooth. The wax-based have a wide range of performances in various lines. And not all pencils are the same because some of them have additional additives that impact how smooth and easy it is to create those gradients and for blending them. How do the Arteza ones compare? I really like them. I mean, you just saw the demo that I got some pretty nice results. And so I highly recommend that you check out, if you're looking for colored pencils, I do recommend this set of 48 colored pencils that come in the tube. And in fact, I use the set of 72 that comes in a tin for my in-person workshops and programs. My students really love these pencils. They get great results in them. And I like the wide range of colors that you get. Definitely I'm loving this tube, and it's going to be traveling with me because I do like these pencils. The woodless ones, on the other hand, I'm really not sold on them. I'm going to give them a chance. I'm going to keep working with them. But at first blush, I'm not blushing pretty good. They felt a little scratchy. They didn't blend as well. So I'm not sold on them. I love the concept that they're woodless, right? So we're not using trees for them. I love the fact that there's more medium within it, so it's going to last 5 times longer, so that's great for the budget. But there are fewer colors in the range, and I really didn't like the performance that well. Good colors and good vibrancy, but it just wasn't smooth enough for my liking. I'm going to stick with these. And since I have this set, I'll keep playing around with it. If I find and I change my opinion on that, I'll definitely let you know. If you enjoyed this video, definitely like and subscribe. Tell your friends about it, share it. That would be great. Also, I have a color class. It's for mandala enthusiasts. The first part is product demos like this, covering a wide range of materials typically used by mandala enthusiasts for coloring mandalas that either they've created or from coloring books. And then the second part of that course, I get into color harmony and looking at different color combinations. And so if you are in a color rut, always picking the same colors, well, my course may inspire you to look at color differently and try out some new color combinations. All right, so that's an affordable class, self-paced, and when you get it, you've got this great library of lots of videos. As always, I love connecting with all of you. Hope you'll visit, leave comments, visit me over at 100 Mandalas, and consider joining my 100 Mandalas Sharing Circle. Take care.